Yeah, the mountain school comprises 300 acres of fields, forests, streams, gardens.
On this campus in rural Vershire, Vermont, 45 students come together to learn to know a place and take care of it. They develop a connection to the land through academics, work on the farm, and a focus on community. The Mountain School encourages its students to engage with the environment on a deeper level by developing an understanding of the natural history of the land surrounding campus.
So it's a vast, unbroken stretch of northern forest that basically becomes a laboratory for our curriculum, particularly in environmental science, but also some of our other courses as well.
The basic idea of a science site is that each person picks a spot on the 300 acres of campus, and basically they do its 220-year history.
And so we're having to go back in time and look at, what was here. Were there sheep here? Were there cows? Was it pasture? Were they logging it? And so it's really cool to be able to kind of put all these things together.
And your final is you take your science teacher out to your site. Mine's about like half hour, 35 minutes away. And as you walk there, they ask you questions about anything we've studied over the year that you pull randomly out of a hat. And then you get to your site and you spend however long it takes to go through everything in its history and the surrounding areas.
And I didn't know anything about the forest. Trees were trees, but now trees are like a certain tree. Like a little lump on a tree is like there for a reason, and it tells a story about the forest.
And
or something.
it was a completely different way of learning and interacting with the environment.
The farm is an integral aspect of the Mountain School experience. Students play a role in the growing and preparation of much of the food they consume. This experience raises awareness of the vital interactions between humans and the land.
We have a school that's based on a fully working organic farm. It's a real farm, and we trust the students to take care of that farm.
I didn't know where my food came from.
One of my chores once was to pick the greens for our salad for the day. I mean, how much closer to your food can you get? That's awesome.
I think the work program on the farm is the most important because through the work program you actually see how you have a symbiotic relationship with nature and how you treat nature in a certain way, that it has very tangible rewards for you.
I want farming to be a part of my life, and I know how much I love that and how valuable I think it is to spend my life doing things with my hands and really contributing.
The Mountain School fosters a warm community that is rare amongst high school students. The environment of the school encourages students to develop strong relationships with both the natural world and with each other.
Our kids, when they arrive on our 300-acre campus, it's theirs completely, and they're sort of removed somewhat from their usual life. And it's a really good sort of crucible within which to, learn more about themselves and each other, and to learn to take care of a place.
What was most transformational about the experience of being a Mountain School student was more that you were living in a community that felt like it was a part of, and sort of a natural part of a functional, healthy ecosystem. And that for me was kind of a revelation, to live in a place where some or most of our food was grown on site, to be actively involved in the process of growing food, to have a relationship with a landscape where a lot of the education that I was doing in the classroom was applied in that landscape, was a total revelation.
I think the Mountain School has made me more aware of not only what's around me physically, but also the relationships that you build, and how the relationships here are really genuine. And I think that's built off because we're so understanding of not only each other, but of why things happen around us.
It feels more like you've done something special with them. Like it's 45 kids who you got to know super well. I know where everybody was from. I know like their hobbies, like what they like to do.
Living in a community and having time to have a meaningful conversation with people, having time to sit and eat meals, having time to prepare meals. Somehow that was all part of the experience. That was as much a part of the sort of environmental aspects as being in an absolutely spectacular place was.